welcome to episode 12 of The Potter. We finally made it to episode 12. I don't know when we upload the last one exactly, but we took roughly a week off. We had finals, exams, a lot of projects.
Crunch time.
So absolute crunch time. So we took it easy just for a little bit. But now we're back.
I was really getting tested.
It was getting ugly.
It was getting ugly.
Oh, it was. We were in the thick of it.
Yep.
But now we're back. We're done. Carson, you're fully done?
Yep. I'm free until, what is it, January 14th or something like that?
14th, something like that. Like, it's a solid month.
Yeah.
More than a month, because I've been off for... Today is the first official day of the holiday. When did you exactly finish? Saturday, right?
Yep. Saturday, had an exam from 4 till 6. Handed in at 5:20, I think. Called it a year.
Flew through it. That's all right. Yeah, I had mine 9 a.m. Saturday morning. And that stressed me out. I literally woke up 4 times in the night in a panic, thinking I overslept.
You're like, open the computer, log in, and then like, it's 2 a.m.
It's 2 in the morning. It's fine. No, I literally had, I think, 4 alarms set.
Damn.
With my phone, like,
that's the thing about being at home. When you're at school, it's like you wake up and you go out with everyone else, so you know you're like there at the right time and everything.
Yeah.
But when you're at home, it feels wrong. You're like, I've missed it. I have to have.
I was
like, surely someone would text me and be like, hey, you missed an exam. Actually, I don't know anyone in my history class. Because it's...
Yeah, the problem with me is I don't know anyone in, like, any of my classes.
I would... I know some people in my other classes that might be like, hey, the exam started now. But I don't... Yeah. Because those ones are ones from my program, whereas this history one is a elective. So it's like...
Right.
People from all over the school. They can take it.
Yeah, the elective ones, yeah,
I think there's one person that I don't even really know, but they're in my program. But they're in the history class with me. I've seen their name around, but I don't know. I don't even talk to them. But yeah.
You got
it. It does feel wrong when you're at home doing an exam.
It doesn't feel right.
Especially mine wasn't like you sign in and they had the questions like on the like electronic delivery system, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have it on there. It was an email. So just sent an email out at the designated time. Sent it a couple minutes early to allow some people to cut the internet, have some problems. And the email just said, like, here's 4 questions, pick 2, and write an essay.
Really? That's all you did?
That's all it was. And I was like, this feels wrong. So I just sat there for the next, like, hour and a half just in a Google Doc writing my exam. It was so weird.
It's kind of nice, though.
It is kind of nice.
Like
it was relaxing. I was listening to music the entire time.
Yeah, no, I like that. What's stressful for mine, because I've only had exams that are, like, on the program where you, like, sign in. So it'll be, like, the same as if you were doing a quiz. Right. It's just now it's an exam. And those feel stressy. Because it's, like, internet could go down. Anything could go wrong. It could just freeze on you, because that's happened to people, where it just, like, freezes. That could happen. You could by accidentally hit submit quiz or like submit exam. That's literally right beside the next question button. It's stressy. I like how you did it. You just go into Google Doc. You're just doing your thing. That's pretty nice.
It was pretty nice. It was relaxing.
Yeah. I did have my one exam for marketing. I did that. It was like a speed run. When you're in a flow? Oh, that's nice. When you're in a flow and you're just one after the other, just going. I
had that for my midterms. We were given like 2 or 3 hours, and I literally did it in 30 minutes.
Just fly through it. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I think I did mine. I think it was 2 hours or maybe 2.5, and I did it in like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is not bad at all for a final.
What was kind of concerning is for my history exam, the prof was like, if you're sitting there with the first hour over and you're done, think about why I've given you 2 hours. And I was sitting there at 1 hour and 20 minutes going, should I be handing this in?
Yeah. Why did he give me so long?
I was like, he did give us 2 hours. I have 40 more minutes. And I was like, but if I keep writing, I'll just start writing garbage. Like I have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just gonna go downhill. So I was like, whatever.
It's
just submit it.
It's just nice. Just submit it. Yeah, no, that's fine. But I like. Did you know going into the exam, like, I like knowing whether I even have to show up for the exam to pass. You know that when you calculate it out.
The profs told us that he was gonna have our final papers that we did a couple weeks ago, or
right.
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago, back to us before we took the exam, which is kind of good if he gave it to us like a day before, but he was really gonna give it to us like an hour before. So like you would have been shook if you got a bad grade on that. You would have been that would be exam over. You go in there and just shaking
because you gotta do well on that.
Yeah. But he said he was going to send them out, but we never actually got them. He never sent an email. He said he was going to send an email out reminding us, but he never sent an email out. But I checked, and the grade was there. Huh. And it wasn't bad.
That's fine.
I just had to...
That's all right.
I just had to pass, I'm pretty sure. I think I could even not take the exam, and I still would have passed. Not with flying colors, but...
You would have passed. Yeah, that's how mine were. Like, I would have just made it over the cusp if I didn't do the exam at all. And that's a nice feeling. When
I would have had like really a 54 or something if I just didn't take the exam.
Not bad. Those were both of mine. That's decent. That's all right for not doing it. For not even
showing up. If you don't even have the time and effort to show up, that's not a bad grade.
That's not a bad grade. I had the feeling because it was like 9 a.m. I finished the exam at like 10:30. Because you know how I get like the adrenaline is going.
Ooh, the boost.
You know when you're doing? Because I was just going, and then after I was like,
tunnel vision.
What do I even do? What do I do with myself now? Yeah, because it's like you're done, and it's been the whole semester. There's always just the next thing to do.
Yeah.
But then for like the last 2 weeks, it's just been going nonstop, one thing to the next, and then it's over. And it's weird because it's not like it's like you're just back to just being at your house. You just close your laptop and there you go. You're back to what it was. So it's weird. I still feel like I have to be doing something.
Every once in a while I feel like that.
Where you're like, this is kind of odd.
I've had a couple nightmares of I wake up and I'm like, oh, the exam, or like
the exam.
Wake up and be like, oh, I missed an assignment. And then I wake up and I'm like, wait, but I'm done.
But I'm done. Yeah, no, those are nightmares. You just wake up in a panic.
There's so many things to panic about. Wake up and, oh, I forgot to, like, I don't know, pay the school the tuition or something.
Oh, right.
Like, all that stuff. Because that stuff, they don't even let you know when it's due. Like, they have a master schedule somewhere, but I lost that a long time ago. So it's just like you gotta check every month or so and just make sure.
Is that due again? I haven't checked in a minute.
I didn't check for like since September.
Okay, I haven't either.
And then I checked it yesterday, and I had money in there from before, from when they refunded us from last year. So I'm still in the green for a little while. I don't think they even charged it. I'm not sure, though. But I've still got quite a bit in there for any unforeseen charges.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, you'll have to check it, but I left the refund in there just because I was like, well, I'm just going to use it in like 2 months anyways.
I think I left the refund. I think I left the refund in there anyway. Usually Carter says something. He's like,
usually.
I'm going to check that out after.
I wish it's kind of odd, though. We're in December, and I don't think they've charged us yet. I don't think. I forget how much they refunded us for, but it doesn't look like it's changed.
Huh. Yeah, okay. I don't think I...
You'll have to check it out. I don't know. What do I know?
What do you know? All right. Yeah, I'm going to check that out.
What do you know? That's one of my favorite jokes that we have. What do you know?
What do you know? Where's that even come from?
Background behind that is from when we were talking about going to like a store or something.
Yeah.
And you go into a store and you ask an employee a question like, oh, does this come in this size? And they're like, I don't actually know. I'll have to check. And they're like, oh, does this come in this color or whatever? And they're like, I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check with the inventory. And they're like, what do you know?
What do you
it's
know?
like, this is your job to know. So what do you know? If you don't know this, what do you know?
Yeah, I do.
One of our weird inside jokes, but I like it.
I think it started from. It's an episode of The Office, where Dwight, they go to like this, what is it? Like this party for like the boss. Okay, I actually just checked all my stuff. I don't think I have to pay anything, or if I do, they're really keeping
if it's
it very
negative,
low-key.
I think you're in the green. It's backwards. I don't know why they do it that way.
Oh,
if it's a positive number, it means you owe. If it's a negative number, it means you've paid.
Okay, I think I do owe, but I also think we set it up so it's automatic. Oh, I don't know.
You gotta have some faith in that system.
I'm gonna.
Before you get a letter saying, "Hey, you haven't paid."
Hey, I'm gonna run it by Daddy-O. Daddy-O handles the finances.
You're gonna crunch the numbers.
He's gonna crunch the numbers for us. I'm gonna run that by him. Okay, that's good to know though. But yeah, it's an episode in The Office where they go to the boss's party. Michael and Dwight go together, and then Dwight's like, it's this older house, and he's like going around the whole place, like checking all the different moldings. He's like, "Yo, is this mahogany? What is this? What is this?" He's going around the whole house. He's like hanging off banisters and stuff like that.
Right.
And then he goes up to there's like a kid's room, and the kid's like sleeping, and he's just sitting in this rocking chair, this old rocking chair. And the kid wakes up and he's like, who are you? And Dwight goes straight into, "Oh, when was this? Where'd you get this chair?" The kid's like, "I don't know. Where was it made? What, all this stuff." And then the kid's like, I don't know. And he's like,
What do you know?
What do you know? And then from that,
I remember that. That was a great scene. I remember he was
that is great.
He was like hanging off the like supports in the house and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
the beams. He's just yanking on everything. He's on the roof at one point, like
he was,
peeling
testing
shingles up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing.
Asking the kid like, "Was this chair made in Germany?" And he's like, "I don't know." Like, what do you know?
What do you know?
That was a great scene.
I gotta watch The Office again. I gotta watch it again. I think
I've
watched it 4 or 5 times now. I think I've watched it.
Amateur.
Not enough. But you gotta put a little space.
You gotta watch it every year at least. At least every year since it came out. Not since you discovered it. Since it came out, you gotta watch it every year.
The problem is now I just know it word for word.
That's scary.
So like I just know it. Well, you just kind of know once you're watching the episode. You just know what's happening next. You know the jokes.
Futurama is my Office. I watched Futurama like 5 or 6 times, full thing.
Did you? Where do you watch that on?
Just Netflix.
TV? Is it really?
It was on TV, but then it got pulled, and then it went up again, and then it got pulled again, and then it went up for the final time, and then it got pulled again.
I wonder if it's still on there. I feel like I would have gotten it suggested.
It was on Netflix, but I think they removed it.
Damn.
I think their license expired, and Netflix just didn't renew it.
All right.
But Amazon Prime Video might have it.
Ooh, interesting.
Not sure.
Okay, I'll see. You know what I want? Rick and Morty.
Didn't a new season of that come out recently? I didn't ever.
I think so, but
isn't it only on like CN or something? Cartoon Network.
No, it's not even Cartoon Network. It's Adult Swim, which I don't even know who.
Isn't Adult Swim under Cartoon Network?
Oh, it could be. I don't
think
know.
It is.
It's like the Eric Andre show. Is the Eric Andre show still a thing? Is it still on? New episodes, or is that over?
Quick Google of that.
I don't know. It's whatever. Adult Swim. I want Rick and Morty. Put Rick and Morty on Netflix. He's not?
He is on Adult Swim, and his most recent episode is November 23rd.
Oh, so he's still... The Eric Andre show's still a thing.
Adult Swim is, it's a nighttime programming block of Cartoon Network.
Right. Okay. I just want Rick and Morty on Netflix. It was on Australian Netflix, so when I was there, I literally watched... I think it was only 3 seasons were out then. Watched them all within a 2-week span. And now, where do I watch it? Where are you gonna watch that? You know?
I don't even know. I don't think they have any deals with like Netflix or Amazon Prime or
nothing.
HBO. I think it might be on HBO actually, but I'm pretty sure it's only on Adult Swim.
I think it is only. on Adult Swim.
Trying to get people back on
doesn't even make
television,
sense.
which is it's just backwards. You're evolving,
It's
but
just
backwards.
I feel like if Rick and Morty was on Netflix, top notch. That'd be top notch.
That would be.
Because I would love that. That'd be great.
Or even if they would just put on Amazon Prime Video and you said like they could do a one-time buy for the whole season or something. I wouldn't even. Well,
when you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Video too.
Yeah, we have that.
So,
we're able to watch all the Grand Tour stuff. But there's some things on there
right.
still, even with Prime Video, you have to pay. Like if you want to get a movie, you still have to pay the full fee.
But they bait you in.
They do.
You're like,
they get you with the free shows
they got it
with Prime.
Uh-huh.
Or you look it up, you're like, oh, they got this movie, no way, and then it's like only $9.90. You're like, oh god.
Yeah. And then it shows like how to watch or whatever it wants. That's depressing.
It shows the trailer, and you're like, I got baited.
I got baited in. Yeah, I don't know what other shows. You know what I've been watching again, and I know you don't like it, but I've been watching Friends again. And it's going off of Netflix soon. And here, Carson, I figured out what Friends is to me. It's like comfort food, but for TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not watching Friends
for the plot.
I'm not watching for like, oh look, it's this like super hilarious show. It's like
not watching it for the comedy.
I'm not watching it for
You're
comedy.
You're watching it for the comfortable feeling.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. What's your
just
favorite?
Hanging with your friends?
Yeah, like you don't eat craft dinner because it's super
gourmet.
high quality, or it's gourmet, or like it's good for you, or anything. You just eat it because you like it. It's nice. It's comfort food, and that's Friends for me. You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
I see.
Because a lot of people are like, "Oh my god!" Some people, the people that like Friends, they understand. But then the other people that don't like Friends, don't understand. Yeah, but I think
I can understand where you're coming from with the comfort food, but I just can't. The laugh track happens too often. The people.
No, and that's okay. That's okay.
Ooh.
I've been watching Friends since like ever since I was like little. It's just always been on. So it's just like I just like it for the comfort food equivalent reason. So that's my best explanation for it.
Maybe we'll have to find some way to watch Futurama together.
Maybe. If it's on Netflix, I'll watch it.
It's not.
Their
license expired. It was a really sad day. Let's see if I can find Futurama anywhere, because it really is one of my favorite TV shows. Probably my favorite.
They said enough.
If we could find it, it'd be amazing.
But they said
it's really unfortunate. Enough. Oh, Prime Video. Guess
is it on there?
You gotta buy the whole season.
It said how to watch. Or yeah, whatever.
You gotta buy it season by season. Damn. Okay, the first season is $3.99. Okay. Fifth season $8.99.
Just
what the hell?
Keep it going up.
It just keeps going up.
Keep it going up. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's okay.
Does nowhere have it just like as is? Man,
it's fine, Carson. It's fine. You know what? We'll get Carter to find it.
It's probably just on YouTube, actually.
Yeah, maybe. What do you do for Christmas break? Nothing.
Yep, I'm just the biggest chilling for this Christmas break.
The biggest of chilling. Yeah, that's the same over here. It's nice. It's nice. I'm not into it yet. I haven't really sunken into the not doing anything at all yet because it doesn't feel right. But I'm sure, like, by next week for sure, I'm just going to be sunken into that mode. Yeah. Nothing.
Right when it gets around Christmas time, you just reach an only low of effort.
Yeah, just not doing nothing. Carter's still got 2 exams.
Oh my god.
That's rough. When it follows into that next week.
I think Julian's doing an exam right now.
In this moment. In this very moment.
It might be. Or it might have been at 10 a.m. I don't know.
Yeah, Carter and Julian got it rough. They both got 4. I think Julian's got 4, right? Not 5.
I think so. Let me see.
If you only had 5, that would be awful.
I think he had 4. He's got one today,
okay,
one
good.
tomorrow, and then one Thursday.
Whoa.
That's rough.
That is rough. Yeah, when it follows into that next week, that is not happy.
No.
I'd rather, I'm glad we had ours Saturday. I'd take it Saturday rather than, like today. Because then it doesn't ruin that weekend, you know? Like,
it's kind of weird to have it on the weekend, though.
It is weird. I thought it was like
I was telling one of my friends that I had an exam on the weekend, and he was like, "The weekend? You have exams on the weekend?"
Like I thought it was like a mess up.
I was like, "Are they sure it's on Saturday?" They didn't
like
check the calendar and like hit the wrong day, or
no? I think they just try and fit it in.
Yeah.
Like whenever, because then
get everyone done out the door.
Some people were confused why they didn't do like, here you got a week to do it. Just do it whenever. Because mine at least were like question banks, so it's like no one has the same exam. So some people wondered like, oh, why didn't they just give us like the week to do it whenever? But I don't.
I guess they have to be a little strict on it. Like here's
it's
already bad enough you're doing it at home and they can't control.
They can't even see you. Yeah.
Like,
so
you
they
have
might
2
as well.
hours to do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. So just they gotta implement some things. So that's
especially if your prof like gives you example questions. I mean, you can just write your exam beforehand and copy paste it in and submit it.
True.
Like the exams are real loose this year. Still had to treat them seriously, but I imagine some people did not take them seriously at all.
No, it was loose. But yeah, it's done. That vaccine, did you hear? Vaccine Canada
arrived
approved.
in Canada.
People are taking it today, like in this moment.
Right now, someone's taking it straight to the arm.
5, I think it's 5 people. They got the doses.
Blue to the sky, orange to the thigh.
Oh, straight to it. Yeah, they're taking it, and Canada says it's good. So, all right,
might have to get me some.
You gotta get me some.
I heard some people were having allergic reactions, and then people were losing their minds, like, see, you can't trust the vaccine. And then government of Canada was like, if you're allergic to the contents, don't take it. And everyone was like, well, isn't that kind of a given? Like, if you're allergic to what's inside of something, don't take it. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know what's in it, because I'm allergic to a lot of things, but I might just have to take it and deal with it.
I think it might be fine.
I'm not anaphylactic for anything, as far as I know, but it might be very annoying if there's something in your bloodstream that is very, very
itchy.
Yeah, that would kind of might be a problem.
That might be a problem. No, I think you don't have any reaction to like the flu shot, do you?
No.
I think it's somewhat.
I
literally know nothing.
I think they said they modified the SARS vaccine for it. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it's like a SARS vaccine they modified to work with COVID.
Interesting.
So apparently, if you're allergic to that one or the flu shot, I think they said you should be cautious and like inquire about it rather than just like go and take it.
Just straight in.
Straight to the neck.
Straight to the neck. The quickest way to it. Yeah, so hopefully
the world might restart, or the world might restart or get back to normal soon, hopefully.
I'm thinking like fall.
Yeah, give it a solid
for sure
near year from now again, and
I think
we still gotta get everyone out there to get it. Just because we had the vaccine doesn't mean everyone's out there getting it.
That's true. That's true.
Got to push everyone out the homes.
Yeah, I think the number was like if 75% of people get it, then we're good. I think that's what they were.
You get the herd immunity or whatever.
Yeah, herd immunity. And then like if 75% of people have it, the 25% of people that don't, if they do get it, then it's like they can go to the hospital and get treated. Problem is when nobody, like everybody has to go to the hospital, then that's
when the hospital's like, all right, everyone go home.
All right, enough of this. Yeah, I'm thinking by fall. Because it's already kind of a stretch to say do another online semester.
Oh, yeah. They're really testing me.
Yeah.
It was rough. The last 3-ish weeks of school, they were rough. I was in a dark place.
It was a dark place.
I was in a dark place for a solid week there in the last 3-ish weeks. There was 1 week in particular. It was just really tested my ability to continue.
It was dark, but that's okay. You got all your paperwork things done. So
that was just that was.
It's okay. You can't.
Wasn't even interesting. It was just had to do it.
You came out the other side a stronger person.
I think
remember that.
I built up tolerance. I'll now be able to say I survived the online schooling during quarantine.
During the quarantine.
Should get stickers.
A badge, like Boy Scouts. A little Boy Scouts badge. All right. Well, what we talked about last week was that you're going to tell us some Florida stories.
That's
Ain't that right? Ain't that right?
Ain't that right?
Ain't that right? So do you want to get it? You want to get into that?
Sure. I've got 2 in mind. Maybe I'll think of some spares while I'm going off. But we'll start with. I'll ask you, which one do you want to start with? The weird barbershop guy or my weird gardener?
I haven't heard the barbershop.
You want to start with that one?
I'll start with the barbershop.
All right. So me and my dad were thinking we need a haircut. And, well, we've always went to, when we were in Florida, we always went to the same guy in a plaza by our house. And he was a nice guy, did hair really well. So we always went to him. But this year when we went, his shop was closed. And we heard that he had a gun. And it turns out that while he was cleaning his gun, he may have shot himself in the leg. I don't know how. You'd think you'd clear the chamber on that thing and make triple check before pointing at your leg.
Or put the
Even
safety
with the safety
on.
I would clear the magazine out.
Yeah.
Clean the barrel. Everything is. There's no chance I'm shooting myself in the leg. There's no way I'm touching that thing before it's clear.
Was it already ready to go? We pull it back to clean it, and then it was just ready to go.
I had no idea how, but yeah, he ended up shooting himself in the leg. So I guess we can't go to that barber anymore. Unfortunately, his shop closed down. I don't think he was ever able to return back to work, which is really sad. But we had to find a new barber now to get our haircut. So we found another plaza just a little bit further down the road with a barber in it. So we're like, okay, we'll go there. So me and my dad, we roll up, we park. We get out, we step in, and what do we see? Take a wild guess. What do we see, Justin?
I don't know what you see.
I see the craziest sight I've seen in my life. I see a man, probably 6'4", tall,
big guy,
bald, shirtless, wearing overalls, barefoot with jean overalls, just standing there sharpening a knife.
No.
Yes, sharpening a knife. And he's just there? Hey, sit down. And we're like, do you say, does he work there?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he was the barber.
He was the guy.
I will never forget that sight. Barefoot, jean overalls, sharpening a knife, just sitting there in the back of the shop. And he was like, hey, you want to take a seat? My dad was hold on, my wife's in the car. We'll just go get her and then we'll come back. Got in the car and never returned.
Out of there. Yeah.
That was terrifying. I will never forget that sight.
That is terrifying.
Walking barefoot, jean overalls, shirtless, the shiniest head, 6'4" mountain of a man sharpening a knife.
That sounds like a cutscene.
I wasn't even scissors. I know, it wasn't scissors. It wasn't anything to do with cutting hair. It was a knife, and he was sharpening it. You'd hear it going,
bald, no shirt, overalls, barefoot. That is sketch.
It is.
That is scary, especially in Florida. That's that's scary stuff.
Yeah, that was some pretty crazy stuff. I'll never forget that sight. I was maybe 10, 9 at the time, so that was scarring.
That is scarring.
That was like, what the hell? That was like a horror movie.
It is a horror movie. So Barber A shoots himself in the leg, and the backup barber is bald, sharpening a knife, overalls, barefoot. That is wild. Who even?
The place was
there?
Dirty too. Like, I was very concerned.
Did it look fine?
Just a little blood on the floors, you know.
God.
No, but there was like, the place was a bit dirty. There was like dirt in the floors and stuff. It was not the place to go back to ever.
Ever.
Probably mold in the walls.
I would say at that point, you just haircuts at home. Haircuts at home. Buzz cut. That's all you do is buzz cuts at home.
Buzzies.
That's just buzzies at home.
But yeah, apparently that first barber reminds me of a story he told me while cutting my hair. He kept his gun under his cash register. And
yeah, I guess
you never know in Florida, hey?
Hey, you never know. Florida's the place.
And it's a good thing he did, because one night some guy came in and held him at gunpoint and said, "Give me everything in the cash register." So he reached down and pulled the gun on the other guy.
It's a very Florida scene.
I forget how that story ended. I don't know if shots were fired, but the guy that pulled the gun definitely left the barber shop. I don't know in what form he left the barber shop, but he left the barber shop.
I guess, what's the laws in Florida? Technically, the barber could have shot him, right?
Yeah. At that point, it's free game.
Free game. God. It's the Wild West, though.
You wouldn't get
Wild
charged
East.
with anything at that point.
It's the Wild East.
I'm pretty sure in Florida, this might only be true in Texas, I'm not sure, but if they're on your property, you're allowed to shoot them if you've already warned them they're not leaving. If they're trespassing. So I don't know what legally defines trespassing. If it's just like you shout like, "Hey, get off my lawn," and they don't. But if they're on your property and they're not leaving, I'm fairly certain you're allowed to shoot them and you wouldn't be charged. Whereas in Canada, someone can break into your house, raid everything, kick your dog, and if you stab them, you go to jail.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I guess you're supposed to just sit there helpless and wait for police to arrive.
In 4 hours or something.
Yeah. Just wait 45 minutes while they just kick your dog, steal your wife, and leave the premises.
Yeah, and then...
It's like, well...
God, yeah, I don't know. Florida's a different place. Florida is wild down there. Especially that story. It's
I will never forget that sight. Mountain of a man, barefoot with jean overalls, sharpening a knife.
Scary. That's just scary. I would not be going. Yeah, no. I don't know who gets their haircut there. Who even goes there.
I don't think they ever return.
I don't think they ever return either. I don't.
But anyway, let's get on to my next story.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get on to the gardener. So my gardener, well, he's got a lot of stories. Let's start with this one. He was telling us a story once where he went out drinking one night and he woke up in his bed with his wife and he didn't remember anything. And he was like, "How did we get home?" Which is concerning.
Yeah.
To say the least. And then he looked at the front window and he saw his pickup truck parked on the lawn of his house. Not on the driveway. On the front lawn. With all the grass like torn up. And he was like, "Well, I guess I know how I got home."
Oh my God.
And that, folks, is why you stay away from Florida.
Yeah.
That's just one of the stories. The story I was going to tell is he was a veteran from the Vietnam War. And when he was in the war, one of his friends stepped on a booby trap. And it was like jerry can or something set to explode.
Yeah.
And his friend lost both his legs. And he had to carry him back to camp. And he threw him over his shoulder and started running back to camp with him. And then he got a machete in the shoulder. The gardener, not the friend. The friend was the injured one. And now my gardener also had a machete in his shoulder from a different trap.
Oh my God.
So then he was running back to camp with a machete in his shoulder, carrying his friend. Right. And he made it all the way back to camp. That is insane.
Yeah, that is insane. That's
So
like what you see in the movies.
I think he got a Purple Heart for that, for carrying his friend back.
Right.
Yeah, that is like what you hear about in the movies.
Plus a machete in the shoulder.
And then what's even crazier, well, maybe, I don't know about even crazier than that, but kind of a weird coincidence, or like, I don't know what you'd call it, but when he was, I don't know if it was at our house or someone else's, but he was trimming palm trees with a machete. You can see where this is going.
As you do. As you do.
So he had like this strap that goes around his waist, and he puts it on the side of the tree, and then just like shimmies up and leans back.
Right. Yeah.
So he's up there with the machete trimming the palm trees, and he dropped, or no, it wasn't a machete, it was a chainsaw. Even better. So he's up there with the chainsaw going through the big branches and stuff, trimming it all up. And he dropped the chainsaw, and it went into the same shoulder.
Gee. Oh God, I can imagine how that dropped. Oh my God.
So he's up there, and he drops it, and it goes into his shoulder. So what does he do? You think he calls 911? No. Shimmies down the tree, gets in his truck, and drives himself to the hospital with the chainsaw on his shoulder.
Well, healthcare isn't free down there. An ambulance would cost him like $1,200. He knew.
Yeah,
it was not.
I don't
worth
think it
it.
happened on our property. Now I think about it, because I think I would have heard more about it.
Probably.
He was at someone's house trimming the trees with the chainsaw. Drops it. He goes through his shoulder, and then he just casually shimmies down the tree and drives to the hospital.
Oh my God, the guy's a beast.
He is like
he can't die. The guy cannot die.
Don't mess with that guy.
He's
that's
seen
just
some things.
Those are just some of my favorite stories of the people of Florida.
Those are good stories. Those are good.
There's a lot of normal people in Florida, but man, the outliers just make it seem like it's not possible to be normal in Florida.
Yeah, it's like there's too many outliers.
Yeah.
That just like, yeah. God.
It is a wild place down there. There was this nice city near my house where like everyone was pretty normal, nothing weird went on. But like, you go the wrong way, you'll find some of the craziest things.
The craziest.
That's where you find the barber barefoot wearing jean overalls sharpening a knife.
That's the side you don't go to.
The craziest thing too is he never turned around to face us. He just said, "You want to take a seat?" Facing away from us while continuing to sharpen the knife. And then my dad was like, "Oh, hold on, let me just get my wife in the car." He never turned around still. He just went, "All right."
I wonder what kind of haircut you would have gotten.
Bald. Knife, just clean all that.
Like straight razor.
Yeah, and then just hands me some jean overalls. Join the club, brother.
Join the club.
Oh God.
That reminds me of like, it sounds like I was playing Far Cry 5. Have you played Far Cry 5? It sounds like that. It's like that. That's what I'm picturing in my mind. It's like Far Cry 5 and like GTA. The combination of the
join
two.
the cult, you have to shave your head bald and put on jean overalls.
Yeah, that sounds like a Far Cry. Oh God, how'd you survive Florida? How'd you make it out of there?
That's another sticker I should have. I survived quarantine schooling, and I survived Florida.
I survived Florida. Yeah,
Yeah,
as soon as you get out of like, the only Florida I've really been to is like Disneyland. Or like,
once you leave Disneyland, it's a whole new world. Disneyland, they keep everything. They have employees that will just pick up garbage they find on the ground. They just have them walk the premises and just like clean up everything, make it look spotless. Second you leave Florida though, they ain't there to clean it up anymore.
Oh no.
I've leave Disneyland, it's game over.
I've been Disney, and then like, I think it was all like retirement. The retirement towns are pretty nice.
Retirement towns are really chill.
Yeah, it's
all the people there are just old, retired. They just want to chill out.
They're just chilling,
do their own thing.
It's when you get out of there. That's a little, you know.
I would never want to go to Central Florida.
No, I can't.
I've only ever been to either side's coast. I've only ever been to the west coast of Florida and the east coast of Florida. I never want to go to Central Florida.
No.
That's where you get in like the Everglades and like the deep jungle type of stuff, and it's like whoever lives in there, crazy. They make the barbershop guy look normal, I bet.
Yeah, once you're in Central Florida, it's a place
there's not a lot going on in Central Florida, I don't think, and it would be quite the sight.
It would be quite the sight.
I've never heard good stories about Central Florida.
Honestly, I don't think I've heard stories at all about Central Florida.
It's a
Nobody makes
place.
it out of
Doesn't
there.
exist.
Nobody makes it out of there. There's no stories to tell because no one made it out.
I'm pretty sure Central Florida is like where the prisons are as well.
Sick.
Just to like really seal the deal.
Just to add to the ambiance, add to the ambiance.
Oh, that actually reminds me of a story once of when my mom and my aunt were watching the TV. And an announcement came on the news saying someone had escaped from a nearby prison. Wasn't too nearby, I don't think, but someone escaped.
Right.
And then they were like, "Oh, damn!" And then they heard a helicopter, and they're like, "Wait, are they looking for the guy? Like, is he in the neighborhood?" So they go look out the window, and they see the spotlight going around, and they see the helicopter like going around searching for something.
Oh my god! Yeah,
they open the door and they're looking out and they're like, "Where is it going? Where are they looking? Like in our neighborhood? Or are they just like a news helicopter? Like what are they doing?"
Yeah.
And just then, they see a man walking up the driveway.
Your driveway?
Yeah, up our driveway.
Oh, yeah.
And coming towards them. My aunt screams and she like runs back in. Tramples my mom to get in. My mom gets in. They close the door. It's my dad.
Oh my god.
My dad got home from hockey, and they didn't know about it, and they thought it was the guy that got loose from the prison. Because it was dark out and they couldn't see. They just saw this figure come up the driveway.
Your poor dad.
He was just coming home from hockey, and they were like screaming to get back in the house.
Locking the door on him, barricading the door.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
poor dad. That is funny.
That's a great story. I remember.
Poor
There's also when there were a lot of dolphins in the water by my house. My brother did see a shark there once. He was out in the water and a shark swam right by them.
Really?
Yeah, and he ran into the beach.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't do anything. It just swam like 3 feet from him. It was like really close to him.
Like a baby one?
It wasn't a dolphin. You could tell it was no dolphin. It was an actual shark.
Yeah.
It was probably like a teen shark. It wasn't anything too big.
Yeah, okay.
Probably a little bit later than a teen shark, because teen sharks are pretty small, aren't they? They're like 1.5 feet long max.
Yeah,
so it was probably like going into adulthood.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't anything too crazy. But yeah, he said he saw a shark like a couple feet from him.
It would have messed you up. If it wanted to.
If it wanted to, it could take a mean chomp. But it was just vibing, I guess. Yeah, there was a lot of dolphins there, and there was manatees as well. And I remember one time my aunt and my mom again were by the water, and I think a manatee went by.
Yeah.
But my aunt thought it was a shark. And she like trampled my mom to get out of the water. And my mom was like drowning. And then she just like after was like, "You stomped me into the sand to get away." My aunt has a couple episodes of like trying to get away from things. I remember one time she was in a kayak in the intercoastal of like where you drive your boats in from like storage to out into the ocean.
Right. Yeah.
And there she was in a kayak, and she saw my dad was in a kayak with her. It was a 2-person kayak, and they were like drifting into the what were they called? Like the seagrass river. It's like where all the manatees like to hang out and eat all the seagrass.
Yeah.
And my dad saw one and was like, "Oh, look, it's an alligator." And she lost her mind. She was like, "Quick, turn on the kayak, we gotta go. Oh my God." She was like screaming and yelling and almost flipped the kayak like multiple times. And I was like, "Okay, I wasn't joking. It's a manatee. Calm down." She was like, "No, it's an alligator. I can see its tail."
Your poor aunt.
Well, it's because it was his sister, so he likes to antagonize her and mess with her.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But then he didn't find it so funny when she started to roll the kayak.
And it's like sloshing around.
Yeah, water was sloshing around. Yeah, that was... Actually, speaking of the kayak, I have one more story for you, I think.
Okay.
Me and my dad and my mom, it was a 2-person kayak, but it was a little seat in the middle where I could sort of sit. So they were paddling, and we were in the intercoastal, and it started to get stormy out. And we were like, all right, let's go home before it gets too rough. Because the intercoastal is pretty calm. Like, it's meant for small boats and stuff to get from there to, like, out to the ocean or whatever when it's calm and stuff. It's supposed to stay really calm.
Right.
But I guess we were close to an opening or something. Because it started to get pretty rough for the intercoastal. The waves weren't too big, but they were probably foot tall. That's pretty big for an intercoastal.
That's choppy.
And when you're in a little kayak, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, in a kayak, you feel it.
Yeah. So we were trying to get turned around and go home, but the problem was the waves were coming from the direction we were trying to go. So they were pushing us. And my dad and my mom only were the only two that had paddles. I didn't have a paddle, so I couldn't help. I just had to sit there. And they were paddling like as hard as they could, and we were going backwards still. And it was pushing us out towards an opening to the ocean. And we were
it's sketch when you're in the ocean.
We were like, okay, this is starting to get bad.
Yeah.
Because it's going to push us out into the ocean, and then we're going to be screwed. So they're paddling for like 15 minutes going nowhere, just like going slowly backwards.
Right.
So then they saw like a sandbar probably 100 meters to our left.
Right.
And we were like, okay, I guess that's our best option, try to go beach it over there. So as we're going for that one, we're still getting pushed back, so we missed that one. And we had to go for another one that's behind us. Before we get pushed out. So they're just paddling to the left as fast as they can. And finally we got over to the sandbar, and we just had to wait for like 30 minutes for the waves to calm down.
How big was the sandbar? Was it like...
It was probably like 4 feet wide by like, I don't know, 12 feet long or something. It wasn't anything too big.
No, it was just something.
It was just like a little island to stand on.
Yeah.
With some mangroves holding it in place. And yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's not a fun time. That's scary.
Yeah, we had to wait for it to calm down, and then we were able to paddle back.
Because at least like, yeah, if you're in a lake, you can kind of just go with it.
But if it's gonna sweep you out into the ocean, that's when things get sketchy.
Yeah, it's like when you're in the ocean. No, that's no games.
Especially when it's rough, because then if the intercoastal is rough, it means the ocean is real rough.
Yeah, you're in a kayak.
It's an ocean kayak. It's meant to be in the ocean. Right. But we just got the kayak not too long ago, so we weren't really that experienced. We were like, we do not want to go in the ocean. Me and my dad only took the kayak in the ocean once, I think. We just went like from where our house was up to where the intercoastal is, and we went in there.
Right.
But yeah, that was when it was like pretty calm out, and we were able to go pretty quick. But yeah, I would not want to be out there when it's wavy.
No,
that would be sketch.
It's not even fun at that point.
Once you get going in a kayak, though, it's pretty fun. You get the water spraying everywhere.
When it's nice. When it's nice and you're just going, that's a good time. But as soon as things like you're out of control,
once things start to hit the fan and you're starting to get swept out into the ocean unwillingly, it's like, oh dear.
That's not nice. It's not a nice time. Yeah.
Maybe one day we can go down to Florida together and we can kayak out in the ocean.
Kayak? Yeah, no, I won't be kayaking in the ocean.
Kayak in the intercoastal. On a calm day.
On a calm day in the intercoastal. Keep it very under control.
Have a rope tied to you. People can yank you out.
Yeah. I have a rope tied to the coast. I wouldn't mind that, honestly.
Helicopter on standby. Flares. MREs in case you end up on a sandbar.
Yeah, MREs. You pour a little salt water into the MRE.
Real
shake
delicious.
it up. Yummy. Well seasoned. Those are some good stories, guys. One day, we'll take a road trip to Florida.
Sounds good.
And we'll visit the home, the Florida home.
We'll go to the central bit of Florida.
We'll go to Central Florida and pitch a tent. We'll find somewhere and pitch a tent.
I don't think we'll survive the night.
I don't think so either. So actually, we're not gonna do that.
If the alligators don't get to us, the people will.
The people might get. It might be a fight between the gators and the people.
They'll be wrestling the gators. They'll be doing the death roll on the gator.
Oh boy. That was good. I like those stories. I haven't heard. I think I've heard about. I think the chainsaw one in the shoulder. Other than that, those are all new to me. So I like that. I like
the barbershop one is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I've never heard that one.
It's one of the
before.
sketchiest situations I've ever been in.
That's terrifying. That's actually terrifying.
We just want to get our hair cut, man.
Yeah, we just want a haircut. That's all we want.
Now we're gonna get murdered because we just want a haircut. Come on.
Come on.
Give me a break.
Oh boy. Okay, we're at the 50-minute mark. So I think that's it for this episode. We're on break now. So we'll be back to the regularly scheduled programming. All right, that's all for this episode. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.